Hi guys, it's me. So I'm back with an art journal page. I'm sorry I've been away for a while, but I'm working in my altered art journal, and I'm just going to start out by gluing down a piece of tissue paper into this book. It's an altered Reader's Digest book. It's an old one, and I'm just going to start out using a paint stick and a gel stick. And I've been wanting to use these a lot more in my art, and I'm adding a little bit of white acrylic paint, and I really love this effect rather than using water. It's a little bit more opaque. It's kind of like paint, and it blends together beautifully, and I just really love the way that it looks. It's a little bit transparent, but you have that opacity too. So I'm just going to use that. I kind of had a vision of that part of the page at least, and then I'm going to add some white paint, and I'm going to kind of etch into this page with just a skewer and make some circles. I really was kind of into texture, and I pulled out some things that maybe I could use for a focal point for this page. You'll see that that's a little tag on the side that has blue numbers on it, and I'm going to add some instant coffee. So at first this was going to be a very basic page, but I'm intuitive, so I just kind of went with the flow. So I love those drips of instant coffee, and I absolutely love this sticker that was a yellow daffodil sticker. So I thought, well, maybe I'll make a little cluster. And so I picked up some scraps that I had laying around and tore down things and added a piece of washi tape that I didn't use in another project. And I thought, well, I'll make a little cluster and then add maybe a word, and this page will be done with tissue paper. But it didn't work out that way, and I'm intuitive, so I kept working through it until I thought that it was done. I love to make these little collage clusters. If you want a video on how I do these, I can definitely do that. And hopefully I'll be more consistent. I've just had so many projects that I'm working on, so I just haven't had time, unfortunately, to devote to this channel. But I'm back on the wagon, so I will have videos for you guys every Thursday from now on, hopefully. If that's the plan, at least. And then I just punched out a few circles in another project, so I thought, well, maybe I'll use that and I'll bring it out. And I added some washi tape. I tried everything to make this little piece work, but it did not. So I'm going to kind of abandon this idea and go with something else. So I tried to use that little tag, which is really pretty. And then I thought about that I had this beautiful calendar that someone gave my mom for me of beautiful paintings, and I love to use this. It has really beautiful images of old paintings in it, so I love this picture, this painting of this woman, and it looks like she's kind of daydreaming, and I just love the colors, so I kind of let that inspire this page. So I'm going to glue her down after I tore her out, and I'm going to add a little bit of gesso around her too. So there's just some clear craft paint, and I'm going to glue her down and then go in with my Deco Arts gesso. I forget to put the top on this, so it's a little bit thicker than normal, but I love it for adding texture. It's great for this kind of technique. So I just take my palette knife and I kind of go around the image, and then I'm going to add a little bit of texture. With just a skewer. I was going to do kind of like beams, but then I decided that I wanted to do circles. So she is going to be the main focus of this page, and I'm going to play with that texture around her and also in the circles too. So that's kind of where I'm going. So I'm going to go in with a yellow gelato. This was gifted to me. And then I'm also going to use some perfect pearls, and this watercolor set is really old. It was gifted to me too, but the colors are really muted and beautiful, so I love to use it, especially for layering in mixed media. And I'm just gonna kind of push back the colors. So now I'm just gonna use some perfect pearls. These were gifted also in this beautiful sky blue, and I have them always on my table. I love these powdered pigments. I think they're really cool. So I love to use them as much as I can. And then I'm going to go in just with a darker blue, because I kind of see that in the picture. So I'm going with yellows and blues for this kind of theme. And as you see, it's so beautiful because the pigment gets into those little crevices, which is so fun. So I kind of am going to let this dry. So this was definitely a page in layers. I'm going to use some acrylic ink that I got from, I think it was from Hobby Lobby years ago when they had that big clearance. And I'm going to kind of wipe it back and get it into the crevices of, and then I'm going to use some of that white ochre, yellow ochre, white ochre, yellow ochre from the gel stick. And I'm just going to keep playing. That's all that this page is, just playing with that gorgeous texture. And then I'm going to go in and add a little bit of white paint, or I think this is white gesso, just to kind of push things back and blend the color out. I'm very intuitive, so I just kind of go with what I want. And then I add some more sky blue of the Perfect Pearls and activate that because I want some more blue. And then I am going to go ahead and go in with some calligraphy inks that I got from Five Below. And it's this really pretty rusted yellow color that I used. And then more coffee. And then I'm going to get some of those Perfect Pearls. And I'm just going to use my finger and kind of blend things out. I wanted this to be very flowy because in this image it kind of looks like she's daydreaming. So there's some more of that ink. I'm going to kind of pick it up and just kind of let it flow. So it's so pretty. I love it. And I'll wipe back some of it. But yeah, I just wanted that kind of dreamy look going on with this page because she looks like she's daydreaming. And the great thing is that this image has like a glossy finish to it. So you can wipe it right off, which is great. It doesn't have to stain your image. And then I let that dry. And then I'm going to come in with just some cross marks with my Posca paint pen just to add a little bit of my hand. And then I am going to use an oil pastel, but I didn't like the color. I thought, well, maybe I'll add some brown. So I'm just going to cover it with a white one and then go in with the yellow ochre again. And I let that dry, and then I'm going to go in with some more coffee. So it's just playing. I really just was playing with all the texture of this page and just seeing what I like to use. And then I stamped on a used tea bag because I drink tea every day. Daydream, because I think that's what she was doing, and that's kind of the theme of this page. So I'm just going to add that with gesso underneath so you can kind of see the words a little bit. And I use just my hands and some medium, and I'm just going to glue that to the page. And add some more crosses while I figure out what I'm going to do. And I decided to add some washi tape. So I have this really pretty washi tape that has spots on it. So I just tear it up and add it in a couple of places, which is so much fun. So you'll see I'm going to move it around, see what I want to do, and then add a little bit of white oil pastel. Yes, and then the last thing I'm going to do is actually add a little bit of stenciling. I'm going to try a mask first from John Petit, which is this really pretty flower one, but I don't like that in gold, so I'm going to kind of wash it away, and then I'm going to get another stencil. And that is basically it, guys. So you'll see I'm going to make sure that I reinforce that washi tape, because you know how it is with washi tape. And yeah, so this was a really fun page. I hope you enjoyed it. It was fun. I had a great time creating it. It's definitely one of my favorites in this journal. So it's fun. It's all fun. Okay, so I will see you guys next week. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for your patience with me, and have a fabulous day. Bye-bye.